either he has already been sounded out, right, by investigating authorities in the US, or he fears that he will be investigated for his role in the entire attempt to shake India's stock market and economy through the bare hammering of Adani shares. So I certainly do think that the timing, his finally winding up shop. Not that he was a great investor in the markets or anything like that. He's a fly-by-night operation, and as he himself says in his disbanding letter, that is something which he admits himself. So he's been used. He was a front, probably by the democratic deep state, controlled ultimately by George Soros, and he's made a run for cover. Right? It's kind of saying that, look, I no longer exist. I will not cause any more trouble in the manner I have. So leave me out of this. Go for the real big fish.
And so, such a deliberation, manipulation, stroke prices and market sentiment be viewed as a form of economic terrorism.
Yes, it is economic terrorism. It is. When you're trying to destabilize an economy, right? First, you announce it well in hand, right? You announce the so-called findings of, Hindenburg, and then after it has some impact, right? You've already taken short positions. Before the announcement, the principles behind Hindenburg have already taken a short position, right? Which means the whole idea was to profiteer from it, right? And not only profiteer, then to cause damage. Now, if we are right that George Soros, who controls the Democratic Party deep state, and there's a lot of evidence for the kind of control he exercises over Hillary Clinton, Obama, and Biden, right? And not surprisingly, President Biden has just given him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is a very high civilian award in the United States. So, given the fact that it is George Soros who is behind this attempted economic devastation of India, the signal seems to be that we can control you by controlling your economy.